Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to this video. This will be an intro for many videos to come. I'm bringing to you my makeup collection in several parts. But this is going to be an overall view of my collection for you guys so you can see what I have. Also, I can try and answer questions for you in terms of my experience with these products. I just want to make you guys aware of what's lurking in my collection in case you haven't seen me using them on film, which there's a lot of things that you probably haven't seen me use. And so if they're products that you're interested in hearing about or having my opinion on or having a full review or wear test or what have you, please leave all of that in the comments below. And let's go ahead and get into the video. So first I will address just one random highlighter that I have in an eyeshadow palette. This is the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette, and it does have a highlight in the center that is meant for your face. I use it a little bit on my face as well as an eyeshadow topper. This is really nice. It's a wee bit chalky, and it's definitely more toward the metallic finish side, but it's nice. It's probably more like a duochrome, but it leans very, very, very close to a holographic highlighter, so I do like it for that purpose. Next, I have a little highlighter single that is in my Tarte Magnetic palette. I did receive this from Ipsy, and I believe that this is Urban Decay Sin. This is what it looks like. This is definitely a nice champagne-y highlight, a very nice finish. It doesn't have any glitter in it, in my opinion. It's just a nice vanilla color. I already said champagne, but it's more to the light side of champagne. So I do really like this one. I don't always reach for it because it's in my magnetic palette. Next, I'm going to go ahead and do my liquid and or cream highlighters. So starting with MAC Strobe Cream. I know some people will say that this is, you know, meant for this, that, or the other thing, but I actually do like to use this as a liquid highlighter, especially on the days where I'm not wearing any foundation or if I'm wearing very little makeup. I just tap a little bit of this in the typical highlighter places on the top of the cheekbone, down my nose. I'm glowing like Rudolph today. You know, Cupid's bow, all that kind of thing. You can also mix this with your foundation if you want to give a little bit of a luminous glow quality to that. I just haven't used it for that purpose just yet, but this is just a little sample guide that I received when I made a purchase from MAC. This is kind of a funny one. I have actually purchased this twice and it's so weird, but this is from NYX and it is their Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator. Here's what she looks like. This is in the shade Sunbeam, and it is very nice pink shade. The first time I bought this, I didn't like it, and then I got rid of it, and it is really pretty. I think the first time the reason I got rid of it is it does have some micro glitter in here. I don't know why I bought this again. It's so silly, but I thought maybe I had done something wrong because I bought this before my journey in beauty began, or right before it began, and I thought maybe it was just operator error, but turns out I really don't like it. I think I will try and add this to a couple of my foundations this summer just to add a luminous quality and go ahead and use this up because for some reason I'm just not a fan. Next is a favorite for me in terms of stick highlighters, and I do have a few here. This was the first one that I purchased, and it is the Ulta Beauty Face Sculpting Color Stick in the shade Highlight. Pretty original. So this is what it looks like. This is a gold champagne-y color. It has no micro glitter. These do dry down completely, which is the one thing I love about them. They stay put all day and they're very, very easy to apply. I do prefer to use a stippling brush to blend it out. This is the e.l.f. small stipple brush. And I really like this one. I can wear this with, you know, on top of makeup, or I can wear it with no foundation on my face. I think this is just very versatile, and the shade is Perfection. It's one of those shades, kind of like one I'm going to talk about coming up, that really goes with any look, and I really, really like this one. Did I say I like that one? The next three highlighters I received very recently in a Sephora Favorites box. I believe it was called Sun-Kissed Glow. And starting with the one I like the least, this is the Ciate London Dewy Sticks in the shade Glow. This was the full-size product in the box, and unfortunately I'm now stuck with the full-size product that is not my favorite. This is what it looks like. It's definitely got an iridescent quality to it. However, like I said about the Ulta one, I love that this one dries down completely and it doesn't budge on my skin. However, I cannot say that for the Ciate London Dewy Sticks. This has a very slick, greasy quality. I mean, it feels like a lip balm, if that makes sense, and so it never ever sets down on my face. My face feels greasy. I don't know, I guess I could look into the ingredients and try and see if I could use this as a lip balm, because it is a pretty pearlescent, iridescent, you know, whatever you want to call it, shade, but it just, the formula, especially for a combo oily skin girl, possibly somebody with very dry skin might like this, because it might absorb into your skin. However, this just sort of hangs out on my skin, and not a big fan. Next from that Sephora Favorites box is the Milk Makeup highlighter stick in the shade Lit. This is a really nice shade. Again, it falls into that champagne-y, all of this is more to the gold side color. This is a mini. I like this one. This is really nice. This is somewhere in between the Ulta color stick and the Dewy stick. This is a little bit more hydrating in terms of how it feels on the skin. However, it does set down completely and I don't feel like it moves. I do have to go in a little heavier with this one, but that's good news. That makes this a versatile product. If you're into a very, very subtle highlight, this is a good one. However, if you like to build it up on occasion, you absolutely can do this with this one. I don't feel like it picks up my makeup when I use it. Of course, I do try to use this before setting my face down with any kind of powder. But this is a good one. I'm not at all mad that I got this in the kit. This has redeemed Milk Makeup for me because I like this product a lot. I will definitely use this. And then the last highlighter from the Sephora Favorites Sun-Kissed Glow box is this one from Hourglass. This is the Hourglass Vanish Champagne Flash Highlighter. It's a teeny tiny little mini. Here's what it looks like. Of course, on par for Hourglass Cosmetics, you guys know that I am a huge fan, and this is no different. This is a fantastic product. Of all of the stick or cream highlighters that I have talked about so far, this is my favorite. The formula is fantastic. It dries down completely, but it's easy to blend. This one I do prefer to blend out with my finger, and it does so very easily. Again, this can come off as subtle if you're very light-handed with it, or you can glow to the gods, as you know from my nose that I like. So I really, really like this product. I would absolutely purchase a full size of this at some point. However, I wouldn't mind trying the other shades before I committed to a full size. But this is from Elizabeth Mott, and this is the Show Me Your Glow Shimmer Shadow and Highlighter. So it's saying that you can use it as both. This was from Ipsy, and I have liked everything that I've received from Elizabeth Mott in the Ipsy bag, which I no longer get. You'll be able to see I absolutely have made some progress on this one. This is really nice. I started my journey in beauty with an Ipsy bag, and this was a product that I got and really liked. I actually liked this one more than Urban Decay Sin, and so I actually have made a good amount of progress on this one. It's nice. I like it. I just don't like having a bunch of little pans and packets and things floating around in my collection because they just get lost and then they don't get used. So I'm gonna need to make a concentrated effort on that one. This is a cult classic, and it is Becca's Opal, again in a mini. You guys know I like my minis. I feel like I can make progress on them. I'd rather have more options than more product, always. This is Becca Opal. I haven't gotten a ton of use out of this one, but that is because I think this is going to be a perfect summer shade for me. When I am at my palest, this is a tad bit dark, and it just kind of muddies my complexion. But now that I'm getting some more sun in my life, good old vitamin D, I probably will make more use of that. Next is something I also received in an Ipsy bag. It was a full-size product, and it is the Pixie by Petra Beauty Blush Duo in Peach Honey. However, this is no longer a duo. This fell inches from my tabletop, from my hand, and it shattered into a million, billion pieces, and I had to repress it. Fortunately, I ended up with a product that I liked much better than the original product. I was just not a fan. It seemed like a powdery formula. The blush really wasn't dark enough for a blush for me. The highlighter had a kind of a weird yellow cast to it, so it just wasn't something that I was reaching for. However, when it broke, I thought, gonna try my hand at repressing, you know, a product for shits and giggles. There's nothing I can lose from the situation because I don't like it as is. And this was the result. And I'm really, really into this now. It's a beautiful peach highlighter, and I love a peach highlighter on those of us that have a warm skin tone. I actually think it's something that works for any skin tone because the peach, you know, pink side of the peach also works with a cooler or a neutral undertone, but specifically for warmer skin tones, I think a peach highlight is fantastic, and I will definitely use this up now. Next is another product that I received in a subscription box, and I did get this in my Boxy Charm, and this is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed in the shade Prosecco Pop. Ow, bonk. But this is what she looks like. This is a gold highlighter. I think this is gorgeous. I was able to wear this last summer as my skin got deeper, and that will be no different this summer. It's just not something I can wear all year round because, again, because it's a little darker like the Becca Opal, it kind of makes my face look dirty and like I don't know how to apply my makeup, which may be true, but anyhow, I really do like this one. I love that we get full-size products in BoxyCharm, and I'm really happy to have this one. This is blingin' though. I mean, like, this is not a subtle highlighter. This is a highlighter. Okay. So it's beautiful though. The formula is fantastic. If I had to rate though between the two Becca highlighters that I own, I prefer Opal over Prosecco Pop. Next is my all-time favorite drugstore highlighter, if not my all-time favorite highlighter, and that is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. This is a cult classic on YouTube. I think if you're on YouTube, you probably own this highlighter. It's one that I'm so glad that I do own. It was a recommendation from my sister who found a recommendation on YouTube, and this is just gorgeous. It is definitely a champagne colored highlighter, but this is gorgeous. I absolutely at times will use this one with a big fluffy powder brush and put this all over my face, just a light dusting of it. And I think it mimics the Hourglass Ambient Lighting powder in dim light. If you want to dupe, there you go. This is beautiful. Of course, the ambient lighting actually has more powder to it in terms of a finishing powder, but if you're looking for an all-over glow like what you would get with an ambient lighting powder, this one's for you. This is an amazing, amazing highlighter. Again, you can use this as a subtle glow, or you can absolutely build this up and just glow like the sunshine. So this is definitely a favorite. If you don't have it, this is $4, and I highly, 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 highly recommend it. And you can get Essence at Ulta if you have one near you. Next is another mini, and this did come in that same Sephora Sunkissed Glow kit. And this is from Laura Mercier, and it is called the Matte Radiance Baked Powder in the shade 01 Highlighter. I really enjoyed this one. Again, we're looking at kind of a champagne color, but this is very unique. It reminds me again of the ambient lighting powders, but like punched up a little bit, like the highlighter version, which I have not tried from Hourglass. I have not tried their highlighter strobe powders, whatever they call them, but this is very much like a powder, except for it is intense glow. I really like this one. Of the highlighters that I received in that kit, I believe that this one is my favorite. It was the only powdered highlighter in that kit, and it is powdery. I will say that this has quite a bit of kick up when you tap into it. I always use like a softer brush with this one. This is a brush that I like for powder highlighters, even though it's a foundation brush. Technically, use your brushes how you want to. Anyhow, so I do like this one. I would recommend this one. I would like to look into this formula some more and see what else they have to offer, but it's a good one. I definitely prefer a powder highlighter over anything else. And then lastly, for the single highlighters, I have a couple again from the drugstore, and again, these are cult classics. This is the Wet n Wild Blossom Glow and Precious Petals. Now, Blossom Glow we'll talk about first. This is supposed to be dupy for a Dior highlighter, the name which I will put on the screen for you. Either way it goes, I'm never gonna buy a Dior highlighter, but I do love this one. This is definitely a pinky highlighter, and it is actually what I am wearing today on my nose. I love this. This is a Bake Gelée formula. There's very little to no kick up in the pan. I do love the embossing on the powder here. This does not have glitter in it as far as I'm concerned, and I love a pink highlighter. I only have a couple, and the other one is in a palette that I will show you, but this is beautiful. I love a pink highlighter, and this is a fantastic one. And the price, I mean, it lasts forever. I use this, and I use this with a really dense brush, and I'm so surprised I have not hit pan on this because, like I said, it's one of only 2 pink highlighters that I own. So I highly recommend the Wet n Wild Highlighting Mega Glow Powder, whatever. These are very inexpensive but very high quality, and you know, get whichever one you want. And then the other cult classic is Precious Petals, and this is more of a peachy shade. Again, I really like a peach highlight as well, and I'm so glad to have this one again with the gorgeous embossing, and you can see that it is very much a peachy champagne colored highlight. There's just nothing bad to say about these. There really isn't. I don't think either one of these have any micro glitters in them, which is kind of a deal breaker for me. I did the whole glitter thing in the 90s and it was fun, and if it came back I might consider it, but it's not really my bag. It's not flattering to any texture on my, you know, newly aging skin and things like that. So I highly recommend the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighters. They're the best that you can buy, especially for the price. Next is a palette that we did receive in BoxyCharm just this last month in May, and this is the Pure Sculptor palette. And we do have 2 highlighters in here. The first one here is called Originator, and this one right here is called Trailblazer, and these are a blinding highlight. Blinding, okay. They're beautiful though. I have used these both on my eyes as well as on my face, and they're long lasting. This palette does have a slight like cocoa or vanilla scent to it, which is weird but interesting. I don't know. But these are definitely more of a metallic highlighter. This is not anything I would call subtle. You probably could go in very subtly, again, with a soft highlight brush, tap it off, do the hokey pokey, and then go in with the highlighter. But I do like this one. I'm not at all mad that I got this from BoxyCharm, and I definitely will use it. I purchased this during the holiday season this last year in 2017, and this is the Urban Decay Afterglow palette. This was on a deep discount. I think it was $19 for quite a while, and I didn't have a highlighter palette, and I do really like all of the shades in this one. The bronze shade right here is called ONS, in case you don't know what that means. It is One Night Stand. This nice darker champagne shade. It kind of reminds me of Opal, and it is called Cliche. Then we have this very, very light one, which actually reminds me a lot of Sin, and it is called No Angel. That is a very beautiful highlight. And then this was the other pink highlighter I was telling you about, and it is called Wicked. And these are really, really nice. These can be applied subtly as well as built up. I absolutely like to mix these sometimes, and I just like the variety in here. This would be great for traveling. In fact, this is probably what I will take for the wedding, which is where I am now when you're watching this, just because it really has everything in here I could want, and then maybe take, you know, my Precious Petals from Wet n Wild for a peach highlighter. But I really like these. I'm not at all disappointed that I purchased this, but I don't need any more highlighters, that's for sure. So, as I've said in previous videos, I will be giving you my numbers on each category, and I do have 21 highlighters. A bit excessive. I hope all of your makeup days are beautiful makeup days, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!
Boing! Can you see it? I have this unruly hair back here. Boing! Okay, back to the video.